Hello and welcome to a Brightwave tutorial. Today we're going to discuss how to set up skills within your Brightwave account. So to get started, a little bit of background. Skills are essentially the instructions and toolkits that the platform is going to use to conduct research and fulfill different processes. So as a default, we have these 5 built-in skills, plus the skill builder. And if you click into any of them, we can see kind of what the function and kind of the shape of a skill looks like. So we have an overview, we have questions that are going to be asked whenever the skill is invoked, and then we have this process. The way I like to explain it is that imagine you have your analyst or associate who's starting fresh from school. They have a lot of academic knowledge, but they don't necessarily know how your firm specifically conducts research, and you want to basically impart that process to them. So in the traditional paradigm, you would explain to them, what resources to use, how to go about doing that research, and then hopefully, once you've told them once, you don't have to tell them again. They now know how to do it, and then the research happens and it's, up to standard and everything. Very similar paradigm with skills. So this is where you're going to go to basically create or see the skills that you've created in the past. And those skills are meant to basically replicate your firm's research process. So to get started, to create a skill, we're going to open up a new chat. And we're going to say something, quite simply as make a skill for writing my end of order portfolio company updates. So the system is going to realize that because we use the phrase make a skill, it's going to invoke the skill builder. And then now it's going to ask me a couple questions to understand the workflow a little bit more deeply. Now you can go into as much detail as you want within that initial chat. It's still going to ask some questions, but if you have a very, very specific process, then, you might kind of go into a little bit more detail. So in here, we're going to define the process. So we're going to say Word doc with sections. Cool. We'll just do all of them. Where does the source data come from? We're going to say it comes from all of these places. And then it's going to start to process the skill builder. Oh, and it's going to do a little bit more thing. It came back from more questions. So we're going to say, we're going to build these for the LPs. And so this is where if you have an existing template or document, what we can do is either upload that within this process and it will replicate it, or if you've already explored templates, where are they? Tools, templates. You can basically assign a template to a skill so that it's going to use that template every time the skill runs. So we're going to say no, because I don't have one on hand right now, but if you did have one, you could upload it. We'll hit continue. And now it's going to write the skill. We'll give it a second. So in the future, if you wanted to invoke this skill, again, it's natural language. You're going to say something like, use the reporting skill to write a memo for Acme Co. So we're going to approve the skill. There we go. And now we have this end of quarter reporting skill. And so I would say something like this. It would invoke the skill, all the instructions that we provided. It will ask questions to make sure that at the runtime, we still have those things in mind that we want to do. So once we have the skill created, if we click into skills again, we can see now that the skill is listed here under mine. If you want to share that with your team, we can just click here and click share with team. and then you're good to go. The other way to add this to a chat, other than simply asking for it in natural language, you can use this /, which is going to open up a menu for skills. So in this case, I could say, instead of asking for it in natural language, I could say, use the end of quarter reporting skill to write a memo for Acme Co. Lastly, if you want to update the skill, very similarly, we're going to say update the end of quarter, or, we can / here, skill to include XYZ. So once you run this, it's going to go through, maybe ask some more questions, and basically update that skill for the future. So this comes in handy in a couple different ways. One, for your own use, if you're doing the similar process over and over again, it's one way to streamline your workflow. The other one is, basically building consistent process across the organization. So if you're an early adopter within your organization, you can create this skill, share it with the team, and now everybody's playing from the same playbook. Everyone's singing from the same sheet of music, so to speak. When tasks are conducted, they're going to all be done uniformly, which is valuable for consistency. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this tutorial. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you so much.